Please welcome Marcelo Oliveira.
Boa tarde, everyone. How are you guys all doing? Let's go, energy after lunch, right? So, look, welcome to our session on scaling code quality in the age of AI. Before I get started, I wanted just to see a show of hands here from the audience. Do we have many racing and Formula One fans in the audience? All right, cool. So I think I picked the right team for today, all right? So I lead code quality and security products here at GitHub. And if for some reason my accent hasn't given it away, please go back. I'm originally from Brazil. And any other Brazilians? All right. So, and since I was a kid growing up down there, I've been obsessed with speed. You know, it didn't matter if it was on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or going down waves. I've been always searching for the rush that comes from going fast, you know, that thrill. But let me tell you guys the secret. Speed without control can be dangerous. And I know it because I have quite a few scars and actually a couple of surgeries to prove it. But the reason why I bring all of this up today is because I want to draw a parallel between speed on the track and speed in software development for all of you. There's something fascinating that you learn as you start studying elite drivers. You find that speed and control are not actually trade-offs that they can make. Both are essential and required if you want to actually finish a race or win a race. And I think the bottom line is it doesn't matter how fast you might be speeding down the track. If you don't make that turn, I'll tell you something, it was a bad day. And I believe that Alain Prost was this Formula One legend from the 80s, and I know I'm dating myself a little bit here. But he was the one who best captured this relationship between speed and control. The Frenchman once said, in sort of a convoluted way, when I look fast, I'm not smooth, and I'm going slow. And when I look slow, when I look slow, I am smooth, and I'm going fast. So isn't that fascinating? The fastest drivers in the world don't look like they're pushing the limits. In fact, when they're truly nailing it, they're completely smooth and in control. Think about that. So I think that there are some pretty striking parallels between racing and software development today. In racing, like as we talked about, it's not only about how fast you can go down the track. It's about especially important how you can handle those turns. How can you maintain that speed? And I think in software, the best parallel to this is the software creation process are the straights, like where we can really floor it, go full steam ahead. And the turns are our code reviews, where we put quality, security, and control to the test, and we evaluate how well we are doing. So there's no denying, right? Like, is there any denying in this room that AI is turbocharging software development? No. Right? Like, in things that used to take days and hours are now done in minutes and seconds. And we've seen this firsthand at GitHub. One of my team, Secret Protection, Kyle, actually mentioned this yesterday during the keynote. Once we started using Copilot, we were able to increase the number of basically secrets checkers that we were shipping every quarter. Secret validators. So think about that. That's massive customer value that was just impossible to deliver at last year's speed. But again, we talked about like the turns is what's going to test a really good driver. And that's where we want to make sure that we're retaining all that speed that AI gave us in the first place on that code creation process. But this is loaded with a bunch of landmines. Like really getting it right on the turns is very hard. So what is the challenge here? The challenge is if you focus too much on speed, you might start accumulating technical debt. You might start seeing bugs slipping into production. And what is the outcome? You're going to start losing your customers' trust, and it's going to impact your revenue. And once it impacts your revenue, trust me, you're going to hear straight from the top. And it's not going to be pleasant. But on the counter to that, if you hit the brakes too hard, all of a sudden now, you slow down, you basically bring your reviews to a halt, you break down the flow of development, impacting their productivity, and you're losing all that speed that you gained from AI in the first place. So this is the trap that many of the teams fall into, is look at speed and control as trade-offs, or speed and quality. But what if it didn't have to be a trade-off? Here at GitHub, we have this bold belief and vision that every piece of code, doesn't matter if it was created by AI or by the developers, should be secure and high quality by default. Not an afterthought, not a trade-off, something that is just the natural outcome of how we build software today. And for that, it's not something that can be bolted on. It needs to be built into the platform. It needs to be surfaced to the developers in every facet of their developer experience. In a way, what we're trying to do here is bring a Learn Pro's kind of wisdom to software development, where we want to make things smooth, controlled, and because of that, truly fast. And today, we're taking another big step in moving towards that vision. Today, I'm super proud to announce the public preview of GitHub Code Quality. GitHub Code Quality is a new product on GitHub. It provides you with code quality intelligence, remediation at scale, and policy enforcement across the entire enterprise. It leverages the power of AI and static analysis to make sure that every team, every repo, every line of code is held to the highest possible standards. With GitHub Code Quality, you can be confident to accelerate with AI and know that we got your back. And to tell you more about what's actually under the hood in this new release and do a show and tell with you all, I wanted to invite Carol to the stage.
Thank you. All right, hello everybody. Can you raise your hand for me if you're a developer in the audience? Awesome. So I'm Caro, I'm a product manager on Marcelo's team, and those of us with boots on the ground know that the VPs are really good at telling the stories, but when it's time to get into the details, they call us in. Sorry, Marcelo. I'm here to tell you more about what we are actually shipping with GitHub Code Quality. The first question that we always get asked when we talk about doing code quality is, what does code quality even mean? This was a question that we posed in a discussion forum to our internal developers, and I have been in this industry for over a decade now, and even I was surprised by the intensity of the responses to that discussion post. Code quality is something that is so important to everybody, but it's also something that's very contextual. It changes depending on the product that you're building, the industry that you're in, the size of your company, the language your code bases are written in, all kinds of different factors. After talking to our developers internally and talking to a lot of our trusted customers, we came up with these 4 kind of rough categories to start from in building our code quality product. Maintainability, so how easy is it for a team of developers to keep adding and working on this code base over time, and especially in the long term? Reliability, is this code going to go down and crash and page me in the middle of the night? Test coverage, how confident are we that the code is doing what we think it's doing? And this new bucket of AI era challenges, knowing that the agents that you have working for you throughout GitHub are generating code that is going to meet the standards that you set for your organization. With our public preview launch today, we are covering maintainability and reliability. Test coverage is coming soon, and we're continuing to research this new bucket of AI-era quality challenges. So what you get today in the product is easy one-click enablement at the repository level, so you can quickly get started. Our dual action detection with CodeQL static analysis, as well as LLM detection to get a more holistic view of your code quality across your repository. And autofix for all of it. Whether you are working on security or quality in GitHub, found means fixed. What we're working on next is a lot of stuff that's going to make the jobs of your platform teams and leaders a lot easier. Things like at-scale rollout with org-level controls, test coverage trend reporting from all the way from the pull request up through the organization level, and other goodness that you can expect from being on the GitHub platform. Things like APIs, self-hosted runners, and all of the policies that you expect from the governance platform on GitHub. But it is a little bit silly for me to stand up here and pretend that code quality is this brand new thing that we just came up with. And have you guys heard of this? Have you considered writing high quality code? That's a little bit absurd. At GitHub, we've always believed in giving developers the tools to do the best job that they possibly can. And in this new age of AI, that's included things like having Copilot side by side with you in the IDE to write high-quality code, having Copilot code review in the pull request to ensure that all of the code that's being merged into your code base is meeting your bar of quality. And with GitHub Code Quality, we're rounding out that story with visibility into your technical debt and your code that's been around for 5, 10, 20 years, so that you know exactly where you need to target your quality initiatives. But if I stand up here and talk for too long, they're going to promote me to VP. I have to actually show you what is happening. So I'm going to switch to my demo now. All right, so we're starting here. Suppose I'm going to put my developer hat back on, dust it off after a couple of years of being in product. And suppose I'm a developer for a company called Revlytics. And what we do is we do analytics for F1 racing, where we can show the teams their drivers' stats during races. So for us, it's very important to have high-quality code that we can trust not to crash in the middle of the race, or we're going to lose all of our customers. What I'm adding to this feature today is this fuel usage panel. And with this fuel usage panel, a team is going to be able to track the level of fuel for their drivers. They're going to be able to compare it to historical data and be able to predict pace and when they're going to need a pit stop. So I've opened this pull request earlier today, and I can see that the GitHub Code Quality bot has already run on it, and it's giving me some suggestions of things that could be better. What is found here is that I have assigned a value that's unused. It's giving me a recommendation. It looks like here I've declared a function twice, which isn't going to work. It's not going to run. I must have written this code before I had my coffee this morning. But it's giving me a recommendation for how to fix it right off the bat. So here, I can commit the suggestion directly to the pull request, and it will rerun that check as I keep fixing these problems. And if I scroll to the bottom here, I can see my merging is currently blocked. We have rule sets associated with code quality so that you can set thresholds for what your bar is for allowing issues into your code base. And here at Revlytics, because we have a very high bar for quality, I'm not allowed to merge with any of these. So I'm going to have to fix these really quick after this talk if I want this to be merged in. Now, suppose that once I've merged this in, and once I've maintained that bar of quality for my code, I want to go back to all of my historical code and start raising the bar on the code that's already there. Here, under the Security tab, we have this new experimental AI findings page, where we're surfacing findings from LLMs across the files that have been most recently changed. So here I can see 5 of the files that have changed most recently and a summary of the problems that they have. This file has 25 problems, which maybe I shouldn't be too surprised about because it's called legacy/quality debt. And here Copilot has found a number of problems on the left-hand side, described them for me, and given me a fix for them. With this, I can either open a pull request directly with all of these fixes, or with a Copilot license, I can assign them to Copilot Coding Agent, where the coding agent can take all of the problems found in the file at once and work through fixing them iteratively while I go and focus on other things. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to assign that to Copilot while I take a look at some of the other quality findings. Unable to create PR. Aw, that was me flying too close to the sun with a demo. If we go and we look at the standard findings page, here, if you're familiar with our security code scanning tool, this page might look pretty familiar to you. This is where we're surfacing all of our CodeQL related findings. So with CodeQL, you get more structure and determinism in these findings, and so they're tagged with reliability or maintainability, and they have severities associated with them, either at the note, warning, or error level. And I can see I have scores at the top for maintainability and reliability. And given what I've said about my firm emphasizing having high-quality code, I am a little bit disappointed to see those scores being so low, in particular, the reliability score. So in order to go and fix this reliability score, I can use filters to filter down to the reliability problems and then the most severe ones. And I can see that my reliability score is being dragged down by these 2 error level findings. So here are 2 examples where I have tried to assign something to a constant, which is not going to work, and I have the autofixes generated here. With these autofixes, I can open a pull request for them directly. And coming soon in this page, we're going to be able to do this in bulk, as well as assign this to Copilot in the same way that we assigned, or tried to assign, the other ones to Coding Agent. I suspect Coding Agent is a little bit busy this week. So once we go and fix those, I'm going to use some demo magic to skip over because CodeQL will take a couple minutes to run once I've actually gone and fixed them. What we're going to see is that our reliability score has gone from needs improvement to all the way up to good just by fixing those 2 problems. And if I wanted to further improve my reliability score, all I would have to do is continue to find the reliability problems in this backlog using the filters and fix them using autofix and Copilot. So now I'm going to switch back to my slides so that I can tell you about some of the stuff that's coming. This is a sneak peek to a design for one of our organization-level dashboards that we're going to be releasing in the next couple of months. Here you can see a summary of the repositories that matter most to you, with their scores compared side by side, reliability, maintainability, and test coverage. And from this view, you will be able to target the repositories that really need the most help and support in Quality. So this tool has been in private preview with about 50 customers for the last couple months. And it was deployed to over 300 repositories, and we found in total about 88,000 quality issues across all of those repositories, which is an average of 271 findings per repository, which seems like a lot. And I know that you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh, that's cool, 271 more alerts that my developers are going to completely ignore and are going to sit and rot in a backlog forever. But I want you to imagine for a moment that you could take these 271 potential bugs in your production apps and with the click of a button, assign them all to Copilot and have it work through all of the fixes for you. That's what's going to be possible with GitHub Code Quality. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Marcelo to finish us off. Thank you, everybody.
Great job, Carol.
Thank you.
What you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? All right. So, by the way, I still code, Carol, okay? So, but now with my 10-year-old daughter. So let's wrap things up. I wanted to wrap things today by recapping a little bit about what makes GitHub Code Quality unique. And if you guys have used other products in the industry, you know some of the challenges, the plugins, like the disconnected workflows, etc. With number one, with GitHub Code Quality, everything is built into GitHub, so you never need to leave your flow. Number two, we're bringing the power of AI and static analysis together so that we can really go deeper, find deeper issues, provide more consistency, and most importantly, remediate things at scale for you. So we don't want to be finding noise, we want to be driving remediation and helping you improve the quality of your code. And last but not least, it scales effortlessly because it's on GitHub. From one repo to the entire enterprise, you can get this deployed everywhere, dramatically reducing the management complexity and reducing your total cost of ownership as a result. So, look, it's available today for free. My ask from all of you is, go try it out. It's in public preview. Like Carol said, we're just getting started. We have a huge roadmap still in front of us. But your feedback really drives where we go next. You can influence everything that we're building. And so, look, and if you want to be a design partner, I would really love to have more design partners in our code quality product as well. So let's build the future of code quality together, and let's make sure that speed and quality are never a trade-off again. Okay? Thank you all. Appreciate it.